Hello, hello. This is Sarah Waggle. Thanks so much for coming back to my channel. And if you're new, welcome to my channel. We are here to talk about the moon in Cancer, October 5th through the 7th. This could be a very intense time. Doesn't mean it's going to be difficult or challenging, although it could be. Cancer is the first water sign in the zodiac. It's the fourth sign in the zodiac. And so as the moon transits through here, it's also its home sign. So the moon, this is where it's at home, it's comfortable. And so, but it does bring about emotional and maybe even maternal energy along with it. And the transits and conversations that we will experience while the moon is in Cancer could really I feel like it could be constricting. So in coaching, we have expanding and constricting. And as we expand, with it comes constriction because our ego gets into play and it wants to protect us. It wants to keep us safe. It wants to slow us down. And so there is an opportunity here to practice inner dialogue with your ego. There's also an opportunity here to journal and really get clear. The energy here could be things coming up, intentions that you may have set back in mid-July and or in mid-April, I think it was, of this year. And you could also be working with intentions that you've had set for years, right? So I think as we move through this, there's a big transformative type of energy with this moon in Cancer. And in the tarot, we have the Tower in reverse. So the wheel's already in motion. Change is already happening. It's already occurred. And while you may be feeling a little bit uneasy about it or constricted or what the hell, okay, I thought we were going this direction and now we're, so it could be a lot of uncertainty. However, and I also feel like there could be some power struggle along with it just because of other transits that are occurring. It could also be very emotional. Moon in Cancer, it's an emotional, potentially emotional moon. So as we move through this, I do invite you to take on some journaling, take on some inner dialogue with your ego, with your wounded inner child. Remember that as we are going through this, transformation process brought on by the planets, and or you've already been in a transformation process and the planets are supporting that, that you're gonna grow, you're gonna expand, and as we expand, other things have to go. There was something that one of my coaches told me a long time ago when I started traveling as a nomad, that there were mindsets that I had from being, born and raised in the Midwest that couldn't go with me to the West Coast and beyond, right? So when I moved to California, it was, there's things that I was able to practice and uphold while I lived in the Midwest that couldn't go with me to California, because California is completely different and good and bad, right? And as I have continued to travel, there are definitely mindsets and mental processes that I have had to continue to work through. And I think that's kind of maybe a misconception of doing inner work and practicing spiritual growth or transformation work, is that you cannot take with you the old ways of being or the old mindsets or the old mentalities to the next level. Something always has to give, something always has to be released in order to move, grow into that next version of yourself. And so here we find ourselves in this collective collective transformation. And, a lot of people are, certainly resistant to it. There's a lot of people that really like their life the way it is or don't want it to change. And when it changes, then you have to admit the things or accept the things that can't go with you. And that can be tricky. It can be very tricky ground to be on. But anyway, so think about the Tower in reverse. That is Hugh, who was the Borg that the Enterprise rescued. Lighting. Hugh of Borg. And when he was disconnected from the collective, he struggled to make his own decisions. And so how many of us struggle to even decide what's for dinner or decide on, the type of ice cream they want or whatever. You know, those sorts of things. And so, you know, it's a time to really trust your own judgment, trust your own decision-making skills, and know that you are being guided to the next place, even if that feels very uncertain and very unsteady right now. It's going to be good, right? The universe has a huge plan for you. I always like to say, like, God knew the solution to the problem before we even knew there was a problem. And so the universe, God, spirit, source always has it figured out. And something is being presented to you in a way to continue to support your growth. So that's the moon in Cancer, October 5th through the 7th. It is a jam-packed month of energy changes and shifts. And so, you know, we do have eclipses coming up very soon, and, you know, other conversations happening in the cosmos that are definitely having us make a lot of changes and shifts and turns and along the way. So thanks for tuning in. I'm Sarah Waggle, and I'll talk to you in the next video. Bye for now.